There's no question from a workers' compensation perspective and from my experience in the business that whether we have incentive programs or not, what we certainly want to avoid is to disincentivize early reporting or reporting of injuries at all. So I think that first and foremost, however that fits into your organization, to have the documentation and the communication to make sure we're reporting right away, near misses, internal incidents, even first aid related stuff. Have a good system in place for that. Because even things like first aid that maybe are things you're going to take care of outside of a compensable injury, if it's defined as first aid in the state of Nebraska or other states, even then having an internal incident report is tremendously important, because those things can, and we've seen them develop into something bigger over time that is no longer going to fall within the first aid guidelines, and it becomes a compensable injury. And we want to have the documentation to make it clear, what happened, when it happened, and things of that nature. So, the prime example is somebody gets something in their eye and it's washed out, and you think that things are good to go, and so it was treated on site as first aid. Well, then 3 weeks later, blurred vision, and there's something, an infection happening or whatever. We want to be able to trace that back as much as we can to when the incident happened. So reporting is so important. Obviously, once you've done anything internally or you have your internal tracking mechanisms and processes, the first thing you're going to do, and everybody I know knows this, but you'll complete the first report of injury form for the insurance company. And we just want to get those in as quick as we can. It puts the insurance carrier on notice with what happened. It allows them to dive in, get the appropriate adjuster on it, get that communication going with your team, with the insurance company, with us, right out of the gate while things are fresh in people's minds as well. I think Doug can probably attest to this, but it's amazing, especially if it's something significant, how, getting statements immediately are important. So that's another piece of that we believe in pretty heavily in your early reporting and documenting piece. And I think most of what you would find in the portal will have this, but witness statements are really important to get right away. It's amazing how much, you think of if you watch any of the crime shows and you see how much people's stories change over time. It's because they do forget, especially if it's a traumatic incident or something that, they weren't expecting to have to experience in the moment. So getting witness statements and all that stuff is hugely important.